Hi, welcome to NicheCraft. My name is Cassie and I'm your host, and I'm having a really tough day today. So it's just one of those days where I feel like technology is like kind of against me. And I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the things that I want to do today for you guys and the channel. So first off, it's Wednesday, and on Wednesday I like to post a video called Wellness Wednesday, and the thought behind it is that we're not just crafting with yarn or making crafts that I talk about here, but we're also crafting ourselves. We are a creative process, each and every one of us. And so I like to throw in a Wellness Wednesday so that I can talk about different ways that we can help improve our well-being. And so this week I was excited about it because I was like, okay, I know there's some health benefits associated with crochet and knitting, and that's really cool. So I made this presentation about it. It wasn't really that technical, but it was still, it was a reasonable presentation. And as I was going through the presentation and recording it, I felt like I just sounded like a robot. It just didn't sound natural, because really that's just not a format that I'm good with. And after kind of being frustrated with myself for not sounding more, I guess, quote unquote normal when I was doing a very abnormal thing for me to do, I was just like, you know what, I have got to do this my way. If I don't do it my way, then I'm definitely not practicing wellness myself. I've got to work with what I got. So I am going to talk about those health benefits. But first, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit more about the videos I have planned for you. So one of them is that I bought this lighted crochet hook set, and what it is just one handle, and it comes with different heads. Like, it's a handle and it comes with different hooks like this, and each one of the hooks is like a flashlight. Okay, and so what you do is you put the hook size that you need on it, and you crochet with it with the light on, and apparently it's supposed to help see darker color yarns. And if you saw my neck light review and unboxing, it's basically the same kind of thing, only it's a different way of solving that problem. So what I want to do with an unboxing and review of this, I have not opened it. I just took it out of the plastic. It came in shrink wrap. But besides that, I have not even unzipped it. I don't even know what it looks like. So that's something I want to do for you guys today. Another thing I want to do for you guys is to continue my Crocheting with Color series that I started yesterday. I want to show you guys how to make a checkered pattern fabric using, two colors. And I thought that this light pink and this white would make a really pretty contrast of a checkered color. So that's something else that I want to do today. But the main thing that I wanted to do had to do with this Wellness Wednesday idea, and what I was going to go over were health benefits of crochet and knitting, right? So what I'm going to do right now is, instead of having to go through this presentation and act like a robot, and oh, by the way, it's thundering outside, and I'm serious, the last time I tried to record this very video, my camera actually just fell down. It's crazy just how many weird things have been going on with me today. But anyway, getting back to the point, instead of trying to make something work that's obviously not working, I'm just going to be on camera right now, and I'm going to read to you the different health benefits that I found. And the health benefits I found all are parts of different articles that I pulled up, and all of these are backed by scientific data, okay? And I'm going to put those articles as links in the description so that you guys can read more about the health benefits if you want to read more about it or more details about what I'm about to say. But I've got 5, I narrowed it down to the 5 most important health benefits I thought. So for Wellness Wednesday, you're going to get to look at what I intend to do and you get to listen to me read a presentation in a way that is just more comfortable for me. You guys ready? All right. So we're talking about health benefits of yarn crafting, okay? And it's not just yarn. It can also be applied to quilting and other kind of craft. But we can all basically, without even looking at a scientific journal, agree probably that there are a lot of mental health benefits of crocheting and knitting, and probably even we can agree that there's physical benefits too, and that I'm sure that a lot of us have recognized it helps us relax, feel more calm, and all of that kind of stuff. But this presentation that I had created was about these benefits that are actually based by science. Okay, and so here's the first benefit. When you are crocheting or knitting or doing anything that requires that kind of focus and all, our cortisol levels are actually decreased. And what's really cool about that is that when our cortisol levels decrease, that also lowers our blood pressure. It increases our senses of relaxation, and it helps with anxiety and any kind of fear-based response that we might have. Cortisol is one of the chemicals that's released into our blood when we're facing a life or death situation, you know? And so what that does is it makes us hyper aware, it makes us ready to take action. It can be really, really helpful when we are participating in athletics or when we have to make spur of the minute decisions, and when we're dealing with high risk situations, you know, it's actually a very positive thing for us. But a lot of us feel that a lot more than what is healthy. And by crocheting and knitting, we can help lower that, which then increases the long-term benefits of lowered cortisol levels, like lowering blood pressure and decreasing anxiety over time and all of that. You know, cortisol is really like a stress hormone, you know, so it definitely helps with stress. Another health benefit I kept running into that I thought was really, really amazing is just how much it helps with depression. When we crochet and everything, and knitting too, okay, this counts for both. Repetition that we're doing, there's something about that repetition that also helps our brain release serotonin. And serotonin is a really major component of what can cause depression, is when we don't have enough serotonin around in our brain for our neurotransmitters to pick up. And all of that scientific mumbo jumbo just means that when we crochet and knit, our symptoms of depression, for those of us who have it or those of us who are at risk of it, our symptoms are lowered. And one of the most amazing studies that I read about this was in the British Journal of Occupational Therapy. They took patients that were depressed and put them in this study, and of 81% of all the participants in this study, they experienced a reduction of their symptoms of depression just by crafting with yarn. But what was even more interesting to me was that the reduction of depressive symptoms was even increased the more the participants participated in crafting with yarn. So I thought that that was really, really important, significant, and something that might be a way to help with mental health. You know, I mean, again, we all probably have a pretty good idea that crochet and knitting and yarn crafts help with mental health. It helps with focus and all that great stuff. But to have like a tangible, like a number to associate with the lower risk of depression, that's a big deal to me. And I thought that that was a really interesting health benefit. So the third benefit I was going to talk about is kind of really a group of benefits I just kept seeing everywhere. And this is just deals with our cognitive skills, the ways that our executive functioning in our brain works. And that has to do with the way we make decisions, the way that we plan, and all of that kind of stuff. So our cognitive skills involve math and memory and mindfulness, okay? I mean, it includes all sorts of other things like language, and I mean, there's a lot of stuff. But these three areas, math, memory, and mindfulness, are increased when we crochet and knit. And by applying ourselves mathematically, by memorizing things, and by being more mindful, all of this produces certain chemistry in the brain that's neuroprotective. And that means that our neurons that can contribute to later on dementia and Alzheimer's and that kind of stuff, those nerves become coated with a neuroprotective layer, which reduces the risk of dementia and Alzheimer's, which I think is really, really important. I think it's really amazing that we can apply ourselves in a creative way like this and not only change our chemistry when it comes to our mood, like anxiety and depression, but we can also change our brain chemistry so that we are better protected against some other high-risk situations that are of a more accepted physical neurological, they're all physically neurological, right? But dementia and Alzheimer's is more recognized within the community in general as being something that people can't help, And so anything that increases our cognitive abilities is going to make us more sharp and all of that good stuff. And then the fourth benefit I wanted to talk about was just how when we crochet and we knit, we're in control. So like if you're struggling with something that's out of your control, or like let's say that you're really worried about a friend or a family member who's struggling with something that's out of your control, like you can't change the world and make things easier for that person. But when you do control things, like when you're able to craft and you're able to pick out the colors that you want and you're able to play in your project and you're able to create something and see how that makes a change in the world around you, right? That boosts your feelings of self-efficacy, your personal agency, and it helps you feel productive. And that helps us feel empowered. We're also controlling our environment. We are taking something that is a disorganized mess, basically, and we're organizing it into maybe something like a granny square, right? Or a dishcloth, or maybe a scarf, or just something. We're taking something and we are making another thing out of that, and controlling that environment puts us back into that feeling of being empowered. And from that place, we can be more creative with our problem solving skills. And that then helps us that way. Another way that it puts you in control of your environment is it's tactile, which means that it engages your sense of touch. And when we engage with our senses, we become more grounded. And so crafting with yarn can also help any crafter feel more soothed. Any kind of fabric, even if it's rough fabric, it provides us with that tactile experience so that our senses are engaged. And when our senses are engaged and our mind is engaged, and those hormones and neurotransmitters are helping to level us out, it is a very soothing experience when you put all of that together. So that's another thing. Finishing a project can boost dopamine in the brain. When we complete something, dopamine's released. It's a feel-good chemical, and it can also boost our self-esteem. It's one thing to be like, okay, I can crochet or whatever, but when you say, hey, I made this sweater, or I made this scarf, or whatever it is that you made, or I actually did it, I was able to make this double crochet. That can help us boost our self-esteem and help us feel more confident in everything that we do. So that's another thing that I wanted to talk about. And then another thing that kind of goes with being in control is that there is a lot of scientific backing to color theory and color therapy when it is as a treatment for all sorts of different things, from the psychological to the physical. And so the colors that we work with can also help to enhance our mood and lower stress and tension. So those are really, really amazing health benefits. And then the last one I wanted to talk about is basically the sense of community you get when you participate in a craft, and this can count for any craft, right? So even if we're very, very introverted, okay, we still are social creatures in that we orient ourselves to the world. And often that is by means of either comparing or contrasting ourselves to other people, by interacting with or not interacting with other people, and by feeling connected or disconnected with other people, okay? And being skilled at a craft builds our sense of community, and meeting others like us can help us feel more connected. social connections are such a huge important component of psychological health. And I'm not saying that you have to go out and socialize with everyone and go to parties and all of that. What I mean is that feeling like you're a part of the human condition, you're part of that bigger picture. And when we are able to put ourselves in some kind of group, like I crochet or I knit, we are connecting ourselves with all the other crocheters and all the other knitters. And an additional part of that community is that we can also give back to the community by creating things for the community. For those of us that don't know how to do that, or we can take our yarn stash and make hats and give them to people who are in unfortunate circumstances and things like that. So all of that is really, really beneficial to our health. So basically, that was my presentation. You missed the slides, you missed the robotic talking, you missed the whole time where I was like, so if you like this, make sure to like my video because I'll teach you how to crochet. It was just not working, okay? This is the way I work. Sorry you had to look at yarn for a whole long time. I hope that you found this beneficial to you. I just wanted to share this with you guys and I wanted to feel good about making a video for you guys. So now that I'm back at my, I guess, drafting table, because I was doing this whole thing in my chair, in my favorite chair that I read in and everything, I feel a lot better. I've got this video made and I'm feeling a lot better, and I cannot wait to do this demonstration. That's what I'm going to do next. It's very dark outside and overcast, so it's a perfect day to play with light, especially indoor lighting when things are darker and all of that. So I can't wait to review these, and I will bring this color changing activity as well and teach you guys how to change colors. The last thing I want to say is that I am having some issues with my back, like I said before, and I'm not feeling pain at this point so much. A little bit, but not a whole lot. Now I'm just kind of battling with the with the different deficits I feel because I'm on medication. So for example, one of the medicines that I'm on is a steroid, and it makes me feel like moving furniture. It makes me feel like being very active, which is awesome, but it also kind of makes me irritable and more critical of myself and all of that. And so I know I gotta relax, I gotta just take things the way they are. So that's another reason why I'm making this video, right? Because I'm not gonna do the presentation, it's just not me. And then on the other hand, I also have some muscle relaxers that really do make me feel loopy. I haven't had to take one today. I feel good enough that I don't have to take one, but just understand that I'm gonna be medicated for the next maybe half a week. And that might affect some of the quality of what I show. I hope it doesn't, but it might. So just bear with me and know that that's what's going on. I still intend to bring you everything that I've said that I will. And just know that since I don't have my community tab open yet, I will probably very soon with the way this channel is growing. I'll be able to start updating you there in case I have to miss a day or something like that. But if there's a day that you don't see me on here, just know that it's just not my day. And that, I'm just kind of needing to take it easy and all of that kind of good stuff. And so I just wanted to give this update and let you guys know what was going on. Tell you a little bit about what to expect next, and also, most importantly, share those awesome tips. And again, I have those links in the description if you want to read more, and if you want to, deep dive into any of those pieces of information I shared. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video to the end. I always have a giveaway going on. I've got a great one going on right now. So if you want to enter that giveaway, be sure to check it out. You might want to subscribe and hit the bell just so you won't miss any of my giveaways, because I have them running very often. And if you like crochet content, yarn content, reviews, unboxings, that kind of stuff, you might like my channel. So give me a chance. All right, guys, I'll see you later with another video.